have the session about user experiences and user interfaces, and we have our second speaker talking about the second paper.
Yeah, well, the paper is spatial data and mobile applications, general solutions for interface design. Well, they basically, just briefly, they just formalize to design patterns to develop this kind of to move around the spatial data within small mobile devices. Well, they state at first to some problems, well, or needs in this field, that the modern mobile interfaces are expected to improve the user's interaction experience with surrounding environment, and the spatial data that can be seen like like huge information, but it cannot fit in a single screen. And so this limitation in the size of the screen is it's intended to be solved by using different visual metaphors to tell the user to be aware of other type of context and the information it's looking for in the screen. And well, they proposed as general usability principles based on some experiences from previous works. Well, actually, it is one that it's infinitive area plus context, and an extension of this that is using multimodal inputs to this to the first one. And well, they first will start with some approaches. Probably it's I don't know if you have seen the paper before or not, just in case. They start with with three different approaches. The first one, it's well, the three have in common that they provide users clues about spatial objects using these visual metaphors. The first one, they just is in this case they just give to the user like they put lines here and or can be other things to give to the user like the to tell the user that something is outside the screen using this the width and the height of the text in this case that it's outside the screen. The second one is they use using for maps using depending on the points of interest the user have. This if the point of interest is very far from the user, it's bigger, and if it's closer, it's smaller. So guiding by this kind of this radius, the user has the knowledge that it's far or close to the points that he is looking for. And the tier one, it's they use frames frames in the border of the screen, just to get the user, to tell the user that for instance here they have some red points of interest and green ones, and depending on the amount of points that are in this case in the right side, it's the intensity of the border in the right side. It's well, it's more intense than in the other place that there is not much. Well, based on these transparent frames, they focus for status principles. Also moving to this. Well, these are like very old, kind of old, and then they come with the social networks, and they also do this thing in an augmented reality application that where the point of view of the field of view of the camera states shows to the user which members of the social network are, and the members that are outside this field of view mm, are positioned in frames, also in transparent frames, and this is done by having like the user in the middle and a radius around her or he, and they use divide in different sectors uh, to to check whether is the users around the other members around the user, and draw in the screen where the intensities where those the members are in these sections, and also for a summarization of the information in the context, they also update at each time. Well, in another application that for, let's say that they have in one place they have like here we have 16 users that these are summarized. So while the user is not looking at that place, this information is just summarized, and then when the user moves points in the direction in that place, this information it's expanded, and the information of the user it's open. And these both approximations just give a general vision of the world surrounding the user. And also, I forgot one thing, that they made a usability study that states well in this case with the frames, with the colored frames, they made this usability study where they found that the users move quick within the spatial information they are looking for than using a traditional just zooming and panning without this context information. And then they have based on information visualization patterns, they found that this is one of the references that some design patterns, there is one called the infinitive area, that is basically like a big set of information, like a map, for example. And this map is subdivided. Well, it's divided in subsets that contains the contextual information they want to put there. So the user moves in with zooming or panning gestures, and from this they derive these two approaches. This is the infinitive area plus context, and well, they just it's basically based on the previous on these previous works. They just formalize it, formalizing these previous works into these two approaches. The first one is the infinitive area plus context. Is actually very similar to this one. That were let's say in this case that they use the frames as the transparent frames as visual metaphors, and the intensities to give quantities or qualitative information about the subjects. Let's like in this case, This is an application for recognizing facial gestures. So in here there are more gestures here, more persons, and here the intensity and the information it's in this corner. And well, this while in this part, for example, that is just one guy here. So it's the information is the intensity of the visual metaphor. It's smaller, and well, there are other two examples, like with text or with maps, that also, depending on the information they want, they summarize it in the borders using these transparent metaphors. And after just as an expansion of this of the infinity variables context, they also found out that using more other inputs like tactile or with audio, and also no inputs, say feedback from the device. The users can also infer this contextual information, and this is just basically with from different audio sounds or vibrations of the device. They get this contextual information, and this is just the expansion of the first one. And just as an experiment, they use based on these principles. They had previously a spreadsheet in a web application that it was collaborative. So they have the problem that they have a list of persons in the web application, but when they move to the mobile device, this list of persons it occupies all the screen. So using this, applying these design patterns, they get rid of this list of let's see here, like this one, that is occupying all the, well, not all, but I mean it's obstructing the information you want to see. And well, actually this list of users was oh no, it's another thing. So they want to move this list of users to using this pattern, and then for example, let's say this one user is modifying one cell in the spreadsheet, and the modifications he is doing are marked with the intensity of the color the user has, and in this manner they improve this the web interface, just moving to the mobile application. And I think it's basically that was in general what the paper was talking about.
So how can you describe the methodology for validation? What they use to measure things? How they set up the experiment?
For the usability experiment, they divide the groups and using a traditional the traditional configuration, and using this pattern design within 10, I don't remember if it was 10 or 10 persons, 10 and 10, and then 2 groups, and they did something. Yes, it's 2 groups of 10 participants each. If to see how significant was in terms of efficiency. And well, this is they state the results in another paper, but I didn't read it actually. They just state that for validation, well, for to prove that these results were right, uh, they made a one-tail t-test to these results was applied, and well, with this they infer that 36% of the uh, the persons were 36% quicker than the using the traditional one. But I actually didn't get the details about in the other paper.
Yeah. All right. So any other comments? What did you like and what didn't like about the paper?
Well, I think it was just they just state the path they follow to come up with this generalization, but it wasn't like new. It was just from other studies, and they just formalize it so as a basis um, to have a formal pattern to develop this kind of interfaces. Yeah, but,
so do you think having kind of a standardized patterns is a good thing or is important?
well, yeah, well, this it's evolving. These patterns are evolving very very fast, but I guess as a basis to start, it should be a nice, well, a good approach to start something.
Yeah.
From scratch.
So yeah, so the patterns themselves not necessarily are making that much impact, but the cognitive biases which they generate are sort of important. And also there are certain patterns which we tap, which are sort of a cognitive patterns of the way of thinking, like the spatial arrangements and things like that, which then it's not about the technology pattern, it's more about the metaphor patterns. So yeah.
Yeah, well, I see also that they were using like for the color, for instance, like in the colors they were using I don't remember the name of this color scheme that the primary colors are in the middle and just going to merging.
Yeah.
The difference. So I just saw that this the person that proposed this color scheme was also using like the psychology behind these colors to move, and so that's why they use this pattern to this.
This arrangement. So anybody else has some comments on this article?
Well, I think the first or the second example is circles.
Yeah.
It's really it's genius because that's what you get right from looking at it. So you may not even know what is that, but when you just start swiping, you see the circles, they change in size. So it's really intuitive. Because all other examples, I didn't get it just from looking what is it supposed to mean. Yeah. And some of them were not clear to me after reading about what they're supposed to mean. But the circles, I think, is pretty neat. So that's how it should be. These clues should be intuitive right from the beginning. So you don't have to explain users what you mean by that. Yeah. Rectangles, it's distracted in different parts. So it has to be intuitive, it has to be helpful.
Yeah. Anything else? Yeah, so this article, so what do you think about the article? Like, what could be improved in the article itself?
For the structure and everything?
Yeah, the structure and the building the case and then the presentation. So what was good and what wasn't that great?
Well, as they used to state, I guess like the results, because they were moving to a previous paper, I maybe have more information about the study will be okay to see how this how did they come up with this. Maybe just well, actually because it's just very analyzed, it's not too much information about it, but that will be a yeah, but in the structure, it's written as an article, and I just the information of the books, the structure they are following, it's formal for this things.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was generally a good description of yes, and kind of conveyed the main ideas really clearly. Was kind of easy to follow. It is referencing the other article, so you can't really replicate. They studied just based on this, so it requires you to have this background material, which sometimes it's okay, and sometimes you really want to make it self-contained, sort of a piece of work where you describe what has been done and how it has been validated in the same place. But yeah. And there is a second article which I included, which also deals a little bit with the spatial orientation of people's mental models and like how they use that to their advantage. So who read that one about the browsers?
Okay.
Yeah. So maybe because it's only us, so maybe you guys read it. It's a short article as well. So you read it now, and then in 5 minutes we kind of discuss it. So I will stop for a second for a break.